today we are going to go over some basic general, said the same thing twice, questions for flatbedding, and we're going to talk about some more pros and cons of women in flatbedding. I'm excited. Hope everyone stays going good, and I hope y'all are getting a lot of miles. So first question, women in flatbedding. Austin! Please let me do my videos.
That was awesome.
Women in flatbedding, how hard is it? Honestly, I don't think it's that hard when you have an annoying partner. We could talk about that. That's annoying. It's a totally different subject. So we're just gonna skip past that. Alright, women in flatbedding. I honestly don't think it's that hard. You do sweat a little bit, and after you get through the basic training of it, and if you have enough common sense, it's honestly not that complicated. And I find it fun. Like, I like the workout, and I like that I'm out of my truck daily versus van. Like, van, you're just sitting there stuck driving back into spots, and that's all you do. But with this, you have, like, so many different loads. I've carried everything from, like, lumber to coils to metal ingots to a bunch of different stuff. And I'll show some videos at the end of some of the loads that I've done, and I've really enjoyed them. For the most part, women in flatbedding, as far as that goes, I really don't get many problems from people. I also have this thing called a resting beach face, so that tends to help me a little bit. People usually don't try to talk to me. Now when I'm at consignees and shippers, it's usually not that bad. I've really only had one experience that really kind of got on my nerves, and that was this last one that we delivered. And I was driving, and like I came in, pulled in, and we had some sewer pipes, and gave the guy my paperwork, stuff like that, and he walked. After he took my paperwork, said thank you, whatever, walked all the way around and told my partner who was sitting, my co-driver, who was sitting in the passenger seat, to go ahead and pull the straps off. And he wouldn't ask me to do it, and he wouldn't talk to me after he got the paperwork from me, so I was just confused. I was like, whatever. So we get out, we take the straps off. But the rest of the time that we were there, even when like going to hand him the paperwork back, like he would not talk to me, and they would only instruct my co-driver what to do. And I don't know if it was just because they just, I don't know. It was just really weird, and like they wouldn't talk to me at all. Nothing. None of the men wouldn't say anything. They would talk to my co-driver, but it's like I was invisible or something. And that really, that annoyed me. But I mean, what are you gonna do? They'll get in the 21st century eventually. Alright, let's go on to the next question. What are some of the challenges? In other words, what are some of the cons of flatbedding? Alright, so winter is coming, and I just started flatbedding recently. So I'm so looking forward to the winter, like the -degree temperature outside, it being cold, snowing, icy roads is a lot more dangerous. Getting a tarp in that kind of weather and chain, and then check on your load constantly, which is what you have to do every 150 or 200 miles or so every few hours. That's just gonna be so much fun. Yeah. So I'm not looking forward to it, but I love a challenge. So yeah, love-hate relationship with flatbedding. The liability. Flatbedding comes with a much bigger liability versus like driving a van, because if your load is secured by you. So if something comes loose, comes flying off at going like 65 miles per hour, and it hits someone, that's your fault. If you kill someone, that's your fault. You're going to jail. Whereas like with the van, you carry a lot less risk because nothing's going to fall out of the van if you shut the doors. And you have a lot less chance of getting stuff stolen too. And so you just really have to be on top of your game with flatbedding. You have to know what you're doing. You have to make sure your load's 100% covered, or at least that's how I do it. I know DOT only requires for you to secure your load up to 50% of the weight, but I personally do 100. I have a family that I want to go home to, and I have vacations that I want to go on, and a car that I want to finish paying off. So I always make sure my load is 100% secure, so that way if I have to brake, if some lovely person decides to cut me off or brake check me, then I'm safe and I'm protected, and I'm not going to die because my load wasn't secure enough to hold. Alright, so let's talk about some positive parts of flatbedding now that we're past that depressing part of it. Alright, so you definitely get more money starting off with flatbed. The pay starts off higher automatically, basically because it's more liability, and because you're doing a lot more work and just the obvious. Yeah. Alright, manual labor, I find that to be a positive, because with van driving, you're basically stuck in the van, so it's really hard to find that time to work out, whereas with flatbedding, you kind of get because you're working out in every day. So you're staying healthy every day because you're getting that workout in. Yeah. Alright, what else we got? Oh, definite on this one, because flatbeds have a spread axle, you don't gotta slide tandems. I love that. It's so much easier. I mean, not easier, it's just, there I guess is a lazy part in me, and like always having to make sure your tandems are in the perfect spots, that way your weight's where it should be. With a spread axle, you don't have to do that. You still gotta make sure your weight's good, make sure you're not overweight, but other than that, like, it's just, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's just got a little bit more wiggle room, basically. Yeah, that is a good amount of pros and cons that I've learned since we talked about it in the last video. I hope everyone's having a good day. You get those miles in, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, truckers.